Let's add a new feature to edit the content of the shopping cart. Currently, the shopping cart displays products, their photos, quantities, and prices. However, we cannot add other products. To achieve this, let's display an inventory of products with photos, names, prices, and buttons to add products to the shopping cart. If a product is already in the shopping cart, then increment its quantity. If the product is not yet in the cart, then add it as a new product. For example, by pressing the button to add chips to the cart. Let's have a look at some relevant operations with lists to help us implement the new functionality. Here is a simplified model which only has product names. The listAny function checks if at least one element satisfies a certain condition. The first parameter is a function that takes an element and returns a boolean. The second parameter is the list of elements. The any function returns a boolean value. For our implementation, we need to check if a product, such as chips, is already in the shopping cart. The first argument is an anonymous function that takes a product name and checks if it's equal to chips. The second argument is the list of product names. The return value is false since chips is not in the list of names. The next relevant list operation is filter. Filter returns a list of elements that satisfy a condition. The first parameter is the condition function that takes an element and returns a boolean. The second argument is the list of elements. Filter returns a new list of elements of the same type. In this example, milk is already in the list, so we get a list with just one name. Finally, we need to add or append a product to the list of products in the shopping cart. Append is very straightforward. It takes two lists as arguments and it returns a new list with their appended elements. For example, after adding chips to cart, we need to append chips and the 3 products to the cart. The return list has the 4 products in the shopping cart. Let's have a demo on implementing this feature. The plan is to start by creating an inventory model with available products that can be added to the shopping cart. Next, we create a new view to display inventory products. Finally, we need to add interactivity to be able to add products to the shopping cart. We are going to add a new message variant for clicking those Add to Cart buttons and a new branch in the update function to handle the new incoming message variant. On the demo machine, I already added 2 more product photos, bread and chips.png. Let's create a new inventory model starting from the initial model. Copy and paste it, then rename it to inventory model. Set quantities to 1 and add 2 more products, bread at $4 and chips at $2. Let's modify cart view to display the inventory. Under the last button, add a new div with a container class from Bootstrap. The div has a child row div to display all products in a row with centered alignment. To display each product in the inventory model, use the same approach as in the table body. Call list map on an inventory item view and inventory model. Add some parentheses around the list map call and a closing square bracket. Now control-click item view to navigate to its definition and use it as an example. By the way, let's rename model to product for better clarity, since model suggests a list of products. The new inventory item view takes a product parameter and returns some HTML. The view takes a product and returns a div with a column styling from Bootstrap. As child nodes, it has an image view similar to above, with a product.photo as source and a width of 100. Add another div with text of product name. Then another div with the $sign, a space, and a string from product unit price. Finally, add a div with a button that also has some Bootstrap styling, button and button outline primary. And the text add to cart. Save the file, switch to the browser and refresh the page. The 5 inventory products are now displayed. Perfect. Still, adding them to the cart is not working yet. Let's take care of it. There's a typo here, it's text center, not centered. Back to inventory item view, buttons need to have on-click events. Each event should send a message with a product name so that it can be added to the shopping cart. In the list of attributes, add onClick and a new message variant called add to cart, which has a string payload with a product name, product.name. The compiler indicates we need to define the new message variant. Go to the message type and add it, pipe add to cart with a string payload. The compiler indicates that the new message variant must be covered in the update function. Okay, add a new branch with add to cart and a string payload with product name. For simplicity, let's just use the letter N. If the product with the name N is already in the shopping cart, we increment its quantity. Otherwise, we append it to the model. If list any to check if the product is already in the shopping cart. The first argument is an anonymous function that compares a product name with the string payload. The second argument is the model itself. The true branch increments quantity for the new product by calling listMap on an anonymous function which checks each product. If the product has the new name, then return an updated record. Product pipe the incremented quantity, product quantity plus 1. Else return the unchanged product. Apply this on all products in the shopping cart. The false branch returns the new product appended to the model. To get the new product, use list filter on the same anonymous function. Just copy and paste it and apply the filter on the inventory model. Then append the result by calling list append to the shopping cart so that this branch returns the resulting list. Save the file and notice the compiler needs some attention. Hover the mouse, it explains that the view needs to return HTML with the uppercase message custom type instead of the lowercase m, since the view uses the add to cart variant of the type uppercase message. Replace it, save the file, the error is gone. Switch to the browser and refresh the page. Try to add some cheese, notice quantity increases. Try adding bread, then chips. Everything just works. Excellent. In the next clip, let's add some finishing touches and prepare to submit the shopping cart.